Hi, Dad. Good morning. Hey, how are ya? Well, I was thinking of you this morning and I wanted to send you a message because we saw you yesterday and we talked to you on the phone on the 4th of July a couple of days ago. And I just had it in my heart to share a few things with you, okay? Is that okay? Okay, so here we go. So I can't imagine how hard it is what you're going through right now. Um, I've never been in that situation where I had to count on everybody else to take care of me. Well, when I was a baby, when you guys took care of me, but I didn't know it then. But I've never had to count on nurses and doctors and hoping that I could see more family and all of that. I've never been through that before, so I could imagine it's really, really hard. So I'm sorry that you're going through that because I know that it's got to be so tough. It's tough on everybody, and I want you to know, but not as tough on us as it is on you. Except for with Mom, I know it's really, really tough with her because she's used to having you at home every day with her, right? And I know she loves you a lot. We all love you a lot. We all want to see you, but because of COVID, they're not making it very easy. So we have to keep coming up with new ways, creative ways to try to see you, right? But we know that you're in the right place because you have to get some help so that you can get home. Everybody loves you very much. We all want to see you. We all love you, and we all want you to get better fast so you can come home. It's been long enough, right? It feels like a long time. But I want to break it down to make it feel probably simpler than what it feels to you, right? But I don't know if you're feeling like there's so many things wrong that there's no way I'm ever going to be able to get better. But that's not true because with God, all things are possible. All things. And we've seen you recover through so many different things in your life. And this is no different. If you want to break down what's wrong right now, let's just talk about that right now. You are in a facility to rehabilitate yourself. So you're not any longer in the hospital where they're giving you surgeries and giving you medication and giving you all the stuff that they were giving you before. You're now in a facility where it's time to get better. It's time to recover. Your kidneys are functioning. Your heart is functioning. Every single organ in your body is functioning the way that it's supposed to be functioning. So that's awesome news, right? Because before, few weeks back, a month or so ago, that wasn't the case. So you are on the road to amazing recovery. And if you really think about it, there's only two things that have to happen in order for it to be very easy for you to just come home and get on with your life like you were doing before, right? And those two things they're within your control. Now, it might take a little bit of time, but the good thing is they're within your control. They're not really within the doctor's control. They're not in Mom's control. They're not in mine or Stacy's or Bobby or Christy. They're not in anybody else's control except for yours. And this is good news because we all like to have control over our circumstances, over if I can control myself getting better, then great, right? And you can control this. Now, again, it might take a little time, the rehabilitation. So let's talk about those two things, those two key things that you have to be able to do in order to get out of that facility, see your family as much as you want, come home and have that freedom again. Is you have to be able to eat real food, normal food, and you have to be able to walk, at least with a walker. You have to be able to stand up, turn around and move just a little bit, right? You don't have to be able to run or go on walks around the neighborhood, or you don't have to get to that point yet. You can do that kind of stuff at home, but you do have to be able to stand up, turn around, and move a little bit with a walker. Just those two things. Now, I know that sounds really simple, easy for me to say, right? Because I can do it, right? I didn't have the problems that you had a couple months ago. But I just don't want you to overthink it. I don't want you to think like there's so many things wrong that it's never going to be possible. No, there are two things that will make it possible. And one is eating real food. So start asking your doctors, can I please start to try to eat real food instead of through this tube? Can I start to eat some meat? Can I start to eat, it sounds silly that meat is going to make you better, but those things are what will make you better, right? Think about it. When you come home, Mom's not strong enough to lift you up and carry you around. She's not strong enough to do that, right? She's not strong enough to get you out of the car by herself or to get you into the bed by yourself or to move you into the living room. So this is why we need for you to tap into that strength that you've always had and start to really work those legs out, start to really work out your strength, and you can do it fast. And the great news is that God made your body to get stronger every single day as long as you're doing this stuff. Okay, I know that you know that. But those are the two things. Eat normal food, right? So don't give the doctors a hard time. Tell them, give me some normal food. I'm ready to get the heck up out of here, right? Make sure that you're doing the things that it takes to walk. And then ask what else you can do while you're laying there, right? Ask what else you can do to get better faster. That right there will be what you need to do. Now let's talk about maybe why you're not doing that. Maybe you're overwhelmed and you feel like there's too many things. But here's what I've seen. I know my dad. I've known you for 46 years. I'm 46 years old, right? Mom's known you and been married to you for 49 years. So we know you. Christy, Stacy, Bot, all of us know you. And we know when you're acting like yourself, like Danny White, and we know when you're not, right? Like we've known you for all the years. And right now, you are not acting like yourself. You're acting like something else, right? So that tells me that probably you're taking a medication that's making you think differently, and it's not good. So mom's going to talk to the doctors about what medication they're giving you, because it's making you think things are happening that are not happening, right? It's making you feel like things that you've told me and Manuel and probably the other girls too, it's making you think something bad is happening when nothing bad is happening, right? So this is the problem with that. You might not know it. You might not feel like that. You just think that's reality. So we're going to help to work on that and help to get you to make sure that the doctors are giving you medication that makes you focus on two things: walking and eating. Those are the only two things, right? So that's what I want you to spend all of your time and energy on. It has to be walking and eating, because that is how you get out of that facility, okay? Those are the most important. And when you're thinking other things, like some of the stuff you were telling me about mom, a few things you were telling me a different time that didn't make a lot of sense, right? And I could see with my own eyes that wasn't the case. That makes me think they're giving you a medication that's making you think a little strange, a little different than Danny. We know that Danny White is strong. He knows how to rehabilitate quickly. You put your mind to it and nothing's going to stop you. But if you can't put your mind to it with 100% like you've always done, then that's going to stop you. It's going to slow your progress. So I think it's medication. Whatever that medication is, we need to get it fixed so you can do 100% of your mind towards walking and eating, instead of right now it feels like a lot of your mind is towards focus on this other thing that's not really, it's not true, Dad, okay? Again, Mom loves you. You guys have been married for 49 years. We're planning your 50th anniversary. We're going to go to the beach together as a family. Like, it's going to be awesome, right? Mom wants to get you home as soon as possible. We're all talking about different ways, if you have to have the wheelchair, how we're going to get you in the house, where we're going to move things, all that stuff, which we can do really quick because there's a whole bunch of us, right? Like, you have a big family and we all love you and we all know you can recover from this. Like, there's no question about that. We all know you're coming home. But I think the key here is those few things. Get the medication right so your mind is focused 1000% on walking and eating. That's it. Now, that probably sounds like, oh, again, easy for you to say, Denise. You can walk and you can eat and you're not taking the medicine. And that's true, I'm not. But that's what we're here to help support you to get the mind right, to get the medicine right. But you're the only one who can do the other work. You're the only one, Dad. And I know that you can do it. I have a lot of faith in you, and I have a lot of faith in God. And I know the person that He made you. We all do. And you can do it. So today is that day, right? Mom's going to talk to the doctors about the medicine. And then today is the day that you decide, mind over matter, I'm going to do everything I can to walk, at least on a walker, okay? You don't have to, again, you don't have to run down the street or anything, or even go for walks yet. You'll get there, but you don't have to get to that point to come home, right? But you have to get to a point of safety, because mom she's not strong enough to pick you up. And you guys don't live close enough for us to just run over real quick and pick you up to take you to, whatever, like in the living room or whatever, right? If you did, maybe that would be a different story. But that's it. That's all you got to do. Focus. Keep your mind right. You got to get your mind right. And then walking and eating. And that's it. It's 2 things, because you are in a rehabilitation center right now. The point of the rehab is to rehab to come home. That's cool. That's good news, right? So I love you, Dad, and I just am praying in Jesus' name that he gives you the strength, the courage, the will, all of the things that you need to say, even if I don't feel like I'm thinking right, because you kind of know that you're not, you just say, Jesus, help me, Jesus, help me, Jesus, help me, Jesus, help me. And if you're thinking of Jesus, you can't think of the other things, right? Jesus, help me to walk. Jesus, move these legs. Jesus, help me to eat. Jesus, help me to eat. Jesus, give me whatever I need to be able to physically put food in my mouth, chew it, and swallow it. Eating like that. You have to do it, Dad. Those 2 things are going to get you home fastest, okay? So I hope this is helpful for you. And I think I'm on the right track, but maybe I'm not. And if I'm not, you can tell me, Denise, that's not what it is, right? But I think I'm on the right track, and I want you to know more than anything that we all love you very much. We know that you can recover. All 40 of us that are in the family, we know that you can recover. We're all praying for you all the time. We all want to see you. And we know beyond the shadow of a doubt that you're coming out of this, but you have more control. You're the only one that has control over how quickly that can happen, okay? I love you. God loves you. Mom loves you. Our whole family loves you to death. And we know that you're going to get past this. So let's get on that path, okay? Love you, Dad. Love you, love you, love you. Praying for you nonstop. God has you. I just wanted to tell you one more thing. So I have a friend that I was telling about you, and she said, well, your dad's in there, but he's coming out, because God's not done with him. He wouldn't have him in there. Obviously, God's not done with him, right? So just remember that too. God has a purpose for your life that you still have yet to fulfill. So let's get to it, okay? Love you. Mwah. Bye, Dad.